So, and I'll incorporate.
That makes sense. You're absolutely right. I just forgot about that part, so that makes sense. So while Sybil and Kathy were here discussing some of the operational planning and patient safety care, I get tasked with actually managing the physical relocation of the content, staff, and the medical devices as well. So there's really three major elements to making that whole seamless transition efficient, and that starts with proper planning and coordination, which will then eventually tie into managing our resources and equipment, and then I'll finally move over to the move itself, which, if we do our job right, is going to be uneventful. So going back to planning and coordination, we really needed to take a primary focus on making sure we bring the right disciplines to the table. So planning and coordination, that means having a close dialogue with all the vendors, making sure we stay compliant with the terms and conditions or warranties they have in place with your medical equipment. Having close dialogue with, let's say, another internal discipline would be your biomed division. They have a quality control check-in process that we got to get a good understanding of, so we merge that into our workflow plans as well. And then working side by side with the contractor, because I'm sure you guys are aware, they have major deliverables that they got to have a clear understanding of what kind of footprint do we have going on, as well as making sure that we have a clear understanding of what their deliverables are, because they will tie into each other seamlessly. And then more importantly, staff, right? We got to be in close communication, close coordination with the staff. So one of the first major aspects that we'll have to come in to do is getting a good understanding of the inventory. So we'll have to come in and validate all the medical equipment, all the staff, and all their contents that are relocating as well. And in order for us to do this, we go in and we go department by department, and we take a full scrub of all the devices that are actually slated to relocate. And in doing this task, we're really going to be able to identify what gaps in services do we have, and then more importantly, what incorrect assumptions does the staff have on the move. A lot of times they're kind of in the shadows, so to speak, so they're not clear in understanding of what's actually relocating. So they might be thinking they're going to take these diagnostic sets or these Alaris pumps that we're actually purchasing new for them over there. So really scrubbing that detail out is going to help us become not just efficient, but successful. So after we do a complete inventory and getting a good understanding of what's relocating,
Guard.
I just want to make sure it wasn't Packard staff.
It's all right.
Sorry about that. Okay, so I just discussed our inventory,
Validating the inventory.
validating the inventory.
It's scrubbing the list.
Scrubbing the list, and then after validating the inventory was having. Okay, so after we accomplish the inventory and get a good understanding of what's actually relocating, this is going to put us in the best position to understand what equipment we're going to need on site, what resources. Making sure we position the movers to be successful as possible. And then having a good understanding of what kind of packing material you're going to need, what kind of equipment. Are you going to have any type of specialized equipment? For example, HIPAA compliant files. I would be shocked if we don't have anything that really needs to be confidential relocate to the new space. There's a whole process for that, and there's different devices, different packing supplies that we would provide you with. So that's why we do that inventory up front, so we can identify those resources on the back end. And then more importantly, if you have, let's say, architectural significant equipment, that's going to take us a substantial footprint. We're going to have to get a clear understanding of what that path of travel is going to be. What kind of building protection are we going to place? What additional coordination with the contractor are we going to have to set up prior to relocating that specific device? And then after we get a good understanding of all the equipment and proper planning and resources, that puts us in the position to put together a micro move sequence. And like Kathy discussed earlier, that's really a detailed snapshot of what's happening on a day-by-day basis, even hour by hour, to be honest. It is a document that will provide a schedule that will really show you our disciplined approach on how we're going to move you from origin to destination. And then in doing the micro move sequence and all that planning coordination, understanding everything that's moving and getting it all coordinated and functional, that's great, but it does us no good if it's not at destination. So that's where our quality control process comes in. And what we do is we provide you with a room-by-room report, a door report, that's actually up at destination that identifies the staff and all the contents that's slated to be delivered to that said room. And this is a good visual tool for us and our team to understand not only what has been delivered, when it's been delivered, but more importantly, what's still pending, what's still needing validation, or what's still not in the room to make it final and approved, a room-by-room checkout. So after we put all these tools together and we use that to really drive our vehicle to get to destination, and that's how we really set the whole project up to be successful. And that's where I stop.
That's 5 minutes.
I need to figure out I need to